I am your host, Mike. This is episode 20 of the Tap Room podcast, and I have it's a fun one today. It's with, did an interview, well, not an interview, we just kind of had a conversation together. There's a OG Chew Your Beer underscore on Instagram. Really good dude, Robert. We been kind of chit-chatting back and forth or DMing each other back and forth, and I eventually just reached out. I was like, hey man, would you ever want to do the show? He's always been like super supportive of the show, gone to different breweries and let them know that he was there because of me, because of the show, because he just thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'm really appreciative of him. So this is an Instagram spotlight for OG Chew Your Beer, or Chew Your Beer, guy's a man. We're just overall really good dude. So I really hope you guys enjoy the interview with him. I will put the timestamp in the description. And I'll also release something on the story. So if you're not following on Instagram, you can follow at the Taproom Podcast on Instagram. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. Crack a brewski, give it a reviewski. This first one is from Pure Project. I want to say I did a review on this one way back when, but it was when it was still Taps and Tailgates. But when it was all the boys together. This one is from Pure Project, called West Coast United. It's a West Coast IPA coming in at 6.9%. I love all the Pure. I've always liked the Pure Project. All of their can artwork is always top notch for me. It's always it's always like nature stuff like that, like water or like a landscape kind of design on it. This one looks like it's wood and looks like there's a white plank of wood, a blue plank of wood, and a red one for the good old US of A, and I felt it fitting to get to pick up this one. I got this one and the next one I'm going to have, both from Louie's Liquor. Stopped by there, saw Lucy yesterday. It's always fun to go down there. But if you're in the SoCal area and you have a chance to go, it's down on Foothill and Cerritos in Azusa, California. That's Louie's Liquor. Obviously, super great staff. Lucy's awesome. Dre's awesome. They're super knowledgeable too about the beer. They always, anytime I go in there, they would always let me know what the new stuff was that just came in. But without any further ado, let's crack this sucker open, eh? Oh, that's a good one. It's a good crack. Let's see here. Nice little pour. Did a little bit of a hard pour there. Whoops. That'll be all right. Let her simmer down, eh? I thought I had a coaster over here. I guess I do not. Let's jump in. Water's fine. Coming at 6.9%. Usually sometimes they have the hops on here, but they do not on this one. But, super floral off the nose. And pretty, a little murky. Like nothing too crazy. Not like a hazy or anything like that, but a little murky. Let's go ahead. Let's jump on in. Pure Project doesn't disappoint, and this one doesn't either. All the beers that I've had are always freaking delicious. And let's see. Let me go ahead and pour a little bit more in there. But this is really good. It's crisp. It is a little hoppy, but it's delicious. I mean, I always love the bitterness of the hops in there too, especially in the West Coast. I like this a lot. I'm gonna give this. I don't know if I've ever scored for anything from Pure under a 9, and I don't think I'm gonna start with this one either. I think this one's solid. I'm gonna give this a solid 9. Oh man, that's good. Let's jump into the headlines though this week. I got some. Kind of some sports ones, but I also got some other stuff I wanted to talk about too. The NHL draft was the other day. The Blackhawks had the number 1 pick. I think the Avalanche selected, Richie Callum or Callum Richie or something like that. I can't remember. Didn't really get a chance to watch the draft this year. I'd been super busy with work. But, it's always good. And I want to say, is it Connor Bedard, I think was the first pick? I know that they're saying he's going to be a phenom. If that's his name, I can't remember at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that's it. JJ Watt joining the CBS team. So, that's kind of crazy. Well, not crazy. I think he'd do really well there, but it was just kind of surprised. But I guess, if anybody could do it, it's probably him or like a guy like Tom Brady, how they've all, talked about. And I feel like it's like the most, like, more natural progression when it comes to being like I guess a personality. We'll say that. Because, I mean, obviously Tom Brady's, big personality guy. J.J. Watt, big personality guy. A lot of times you see those guys transition really well from the NFL to like the broadcast booth and stuff like that. So I think they're going to do well. Also, the NFL. So, I mean, that's cool that JJ is doing that, but then the NFL goes and, decides to suspend players for betting on football games. And I can't remember the Patriots player, but he said it the other day. He said, "Oh, so I can, go out there and risk my life, do all this other stuff for the team, but I can't bet on my team to win." It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. They're just betting on sports. It's not like they're shaving points. Like, if something like that happened, I definitely understand it. Like, I get it. Can't be doing that kind of shit. But if you want to just be able to freaking bet, like, especially if it's a game you're not even playing in. Like, what if you, like, that's the guy for the Patriots who's betting on, let's say, like a Packers-Bears game. What the fuck is the problem with that? Like, you're not betting on your own team. It's like Pete Rose. Like, Pete Rose didn't bet on his own team, but then he's still not in the Hall of Fame. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. And Pete Rose, one of the, if not the greatest hitter of all time, one of the greatest hitters of all time. So I just don't really understand that. The NFL, there's a bunch of effing, I'll just say effing hypocrites, especially Roger Goodell. That guy sucks. Also this week, we had a perfect game for the first time in 11 years in baseball, as a Domingo Germán for the Yankees had a perfect game. Surprising, I was thinking about it, man, because every year it seems like there's at least one or two, maybe three no-hitters, something like that throughout the year. But I was kind of shocked when I read that it had been 11 years since the last perfect game. And I honestly didn't. I should have checked. I should have checked to see who it was, but I most certainly did not check. Been a little bit busy. Work's been crazy. Been trying to, crush a few beers and do all that sort of stuff. But it is what it is. I'm going in for another drink here. But yeah, congrats to the Domingo Germán for all of that. I mean, for throwing a perfect game. Like I said, that rarely happens. No hitters are obviously more common, but perfect games, not so much. But yeah, congrats to him for doing that. I mean, that's one thing you could always say is, yeah, I threw a fucking perfect game in the big leagues. I mean, you can't really come back from that. You can have a shitty career after that, but that's something you'll always remember. One other thing is, they just mentioned it yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. Damian Lillard requested a trade from the Blazers. Kind of crazy. We'll see what happens. And I saw Kyrie re-sign with the Mavs. I guess good for him. I know they were talking about him signing with the Suns. But I guess, yeah, decided to come back with the Mavs, hang out and play with Luka. Dame, though, that's kind of, well, who knows where he's going to go. If he wants to come to Chi-Town, we'll take him. We need all the help we can get. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish the rest of this beer. Then I'm going to jump in. Actually, I have one more beer left, so I have a couple more segments. So the other day, I'm just going to talk about it. Went golfing with the boys. Obviously, I'm not very good at golf. I can putt. I can putt really well. So, take me on a putt course and it's game on. I'll job you guys out. But actually, like when it comes to chipping or driving or anything like that, I am just garbage. But Jizzy the other day, I want to say it was like hole 14 or 15. Jizzy had a chip in from, I don't know, maybe 30 yards away. And it was fucking sweet because we were just playing a scramble or best ball, trying to, get through the round, because when you play 18 holes on a Thursday and you got work the next day, you got to try to knock it out. But yeah, Jizzy had an awesome chip in. I had two, since we were playing best ball, I had one eagle putt with the boys, and then I had one long birdie putt. Well, actually, they were both pretty long. The eagle putt was awesome, and the birdie putt was pretty sweet. But that's about all I contributed. That and drinking. Drinking some succulent sippers from Burberry X, and I think Jizzy brought the huckleberries from there. And then another, like a creamsicle one, I believe. It was from Monkish. Maybe it was... Wait, was it Monkish? Oh, no, it was Bottle Logic. It was from Bottle Logic. That one was solid. Those are all really, really good. Obviously, Succulent Sipper is delicious. It's a Cactus Cooler inspired seltzer, but the Huckleberry is really good too. But yeah, that whatever that creamsicle was from Bottle Logic was like, holy shit, that's good. But yeah, we went down to Los Amigos over in Downey. That was over a fun little 18-hole course. But I mean, they got some freaking par fives out there. I'm more of a all par three kind of course guy. That's about the extent of, if it's long enough where I could putt from the tee box, we're good. I'll get it there. But yeah, that's about the extent of my golf. But we'd always have a good time. There was Wolfie got to come down. Hadn't seen Wolfie in a while. Wolfie was at one point like everybody except for me, obviously, had just awesome drives. Like Wolfie's had some freaking crushed a few really good looking drives. Some great chips too. So did Jizzy. Jizzy had a couple really good drives, and obviously that chip in for birdie, and then Navi Navi had crushed a few too. They were all really good. I'm just a guy that lines up that putt when I get the chance. But, 4th of July is coming up. I was grabbing this last brewski here. There we go. This last one is let's see here. All right. It's called Freedom Fuel. F yeah. From Altamont Beer Works. It's a cold IPA. Nice. I've been kind of getting a little bit more into the cold IPAs too. They're good. It says Altamont F yeah, coming again to save the motherfucker. Oh, I get what it is now. Oh, it's from Team America. Big Earn would have loved this one. It's yeah, F yeah, so coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America. Fuck yeah, banger. But it's got Freedom Fuel Cold IPA coming in at 6 even, not bad, and canned on 6/1. Oh, it says Liquid Liberty. Gotta love that. I like when they always put those little messages on the can. And let's see, this one says Freedom Fuel. Nothing screams America and freedom more than a cold IPA. It says this once-a-year banger is hopped with Mosaic, El Dorado, Strata, boasting huge aromas and flavors of tropical fruits, citrus, and strawberry. All right, now I got really big hopes for this one. And like I always say, I mean, it's got a hit. It's got a punch. If it has all those things on it, I want to taste it. Let's jump on in. Let's crack her open, eh? Oh, that was a crack if I ever seen one, or heard one, I should say. Let's pour it up, eh? Oh, hard pour, eh? And let that come down, but yeah, 4th of July is coming up, and I do talk about what I'm going to be making actually during the interview. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. When I was talking to Rob or Cheer Beer, we were talking about what we're going to be cooking up for 4th of July and all that sort of stuff. But the 4th is always one of my favorite holidays, and I actually did a poll online, and so I did it on the Taproom Podcast Instagram. So like I said, if you guys aren't following, definitely check that out, because I'm trying to do get you guys involved and stuff like that. So I do usually 1 or 2 polls a week, or 1-2 questions a week. And this one, I had 2 this week actually. Let me go ahead and pull those up here. And of course, it's going to take forever to load. Why not? Asked what your guys' favorite sports movie was. Let's see, I had a couple of them, like Porch Beers USA, said Hoosiers and Varsity Blues. Peter Panda, what's up, Pete? Said Sandlot. Food to Travel Happiness at Any Given Sunday. A couple of Rockies on here. So Super Mario, Mr. Chains said Rocky. Dallas Browerwork said Rocky. OG Boozer, Major League. Kyla said Remember the Titans. Bone Shack said Sandlot. And Navi said The Big Green. Of all fucking sports movies, Nav. But when I read Remember the Titans, all I could think of is Coach Yo saying, I'll go to the papers. Freaking guy, dude. That's classic. But I mean, my favorite, it's a tough question. I really love Miracle. It's one of my favorites. That's so hard. It's such a tough question to answer. I love Major League too, though. Like Major League's awesome. And both Major League movies. I'd have to really think about that one. If I had to pick a favorite sports movie, maybe that's what I'll do next week. I'll come up with my favorites, because I am doing the interview next week with Grant McCauley, who's a beat writer for the Braves. So we're going to talk all things All-Star Game, talk about the Braves and, how we're both Braves fans and stuff like that. I'm going to have a few beers from Sweetwater, since there's one of their big, or Georgia's big craft beer, at least the ones that I can get out here anyway. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. We're going to talk about all that stuff. And then also, I did want to talk about too, well, this beer settled, so it's actually already settled, but oh well. I did do a poll as well I wanted to know, like, when it comes to the 4th of July, like, what kind of movie, like, what's your favorite movie? Like, not set 4th of July, but kind of like a movie that reminds you of 4th of July. So I had on there Independence Day, Top Gun, Sandlot, and Jaws. The majority of the vote, 49% of the votes went to Top Gun. 32% of the votes went to Sandlot. And then Jaws and Independence Day tied. I was kind of surprised, though. I really thought, like, Independence Day, that's a great movie. I like that one. I will watch it every 4th of July. And what does he say? Fuck. What does Russell K say? Russell K, sir. Fuck, damn it, I can't think of it. Maybe I'll say it at the end of the episode if I remember. But yeah, Bill Pullman, what's his name? Will Smith's great in that movie. Everybody's great. I just thought that would do a lot better. I really thought. But Top Gun is my favorite, probably, movie that reminds me of, like, America. Sandlot's great too, but I love Jaws. And I had somebody tell me, they're like, "Oh, is Jaws really a 4th of July movie?" I was like, what's his name? The mayor of the town, he said, we're going to have a panic on the 4th of July. It's like, all right, so clearly. But yeah, Jaws is a banger. So I'm really excited to watch that this year. And I'm going to get into that last part after I start drinking this beer and give it a nice little rating over here. But let's do that first before we move on to the next segment. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pouring the rest of it in there. There we go. Damn, that's good. You get, like, yeah, it's really, like, aromatic, and you do get, like, all those different hops. I'm sure you definitely get Mosaic for sure. But you do, on the back end, really get the strawberry. So it really does come out. And it is, like, it's a little murky. Not super clear, but really good, though. This is really good. And I don't know if I've given out a beer when the last time I gave out a Big Fat 10. But this, for me, for Altamont out of Livermore, California, I'm going to give this a Big Fat 10. I think this is really good. So, if you have a chance, or if you live near Livermore and you've never been, definitely go down there. Check them out. Like, I've had a couple of their beers before. I've never had this one, but this is delicious. So, if you're in the area, it's definitely worth the trip. And if you're in, within a radius of them, like a certain radius of them, you could probably get it at, like, maybe local, like, craft beer liquor stores and stuff like that. So always try to support all that sort of stuff. I want to be able to support, like, small businesses and stuff like that. Support the craft beer community. This is really good, though. This is a Big Fat 10 for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right. Before I finish off this beer here and we jump into the interview, Shark Fest started today. Today's July the 2nd. I don't know why I said it that way. But July the 2nd. Shark Fest started this morning and rolled over. Turned it on, but I turned on Disney Plus. Saw the Shark Fest was on there, so they got all new stuff. But I've always been curious, like, because I know Shark Fest starts on the 2nd, so it gets a jump on Shark Week, depending on when Shark Week comes out. But I think this year's Shark Week starts on the 9th, so it should be a week from today. I thoroughly love it. Like, I love both. Like, I get 2 weeks worth of shark shit, so that's perfect for me. And that's kind of what was like a perfect segue talking about Jaws, because Jaws is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, Top Gun is right up there, but it is really good. Yeah, when it comes to Shark Fest and Shark Week, I kind of feel like Shark Fest does get the jump on it, and I actually did like their content a little bit more than I liked Shark Weeks last year. Still both good. I mean, you still get, like the different things, but I feel like sometimes Discovery kind of throws in some of the made up stuff sometimes when it comes like when they did that Megalodon thing a few years back and whatever. It's like making it seem like a Meg was still around. But I mean, I think they're both good. I just like love watching like the actual nature stuff. Like I don't really give a shit about the YouTubers and stuff like that actually going out there and doing Shark Week. Just trying to get people to watch. I feel like the Shark Fest kind of is more just about the actual nature part of it and, conservancy and all that sort of stuff. Because I just, don't want sharks to go away. But I remember, you guys might make fun of me, but I remember as a kid, I was always like worried about, like I was scared of sharks, especially after I saw Jaws. So I thought even if I was in a pool that somehow some shark was going to get in there and get me. So laugh all you want, but I was 5 years old. All right, so haha, joke's on you. But all right, let me know what you guys prefer when if you want to send me a DM or whatever. Let me know between like, if you're a big Jaws fan or if you like Shark Week, Shark Fest. Like I said, I always like hearing from you guys, and I always appreciate all the comments you guys send me, or like if you guys let me know you liked an episode or if you're enjoying what I'm doing, stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. Just trying to continue to grow this and, just hear people's stories, like, how they got into craft beer. And it doesn't have to just be about that. It can be about something else you're into. Like me and Chu were talking in the interview, and we were talking about Superman, and I told him how much of a nerd I was for soups. Batsy's all right, but just being able to, doesn't always have to be about beer, even though, most of the conversation is about craft beer, but we can always talk about anything else. So I appreciate you guys always reaching out, and I always appreciate all the love. I mean, all the downloads, everything like that. There's a lot that goes into this, so I really appreciate it. All right, well, I'm going to shut up now. I hope you guys enjoy the interview, and stay tuned for the outro. All right, guys, I'm your host, Mike. We're back in the tap room, and this is actually technically part 2, so we're going to call it like Hot Shots. We'll say part 2 with Chew Your Beer. OG Chew Your Beer from Instagram. What's going on, brother?
What's up, homies? How you guys doing?
Good, brother, good.
Back by popular demand.
Exactly. So technically it's your second episode that you've done with me now. But yeah, that first one, there was an issue with there was some lag on it, and then there was a recording issue for whatever reason, but we're doing it again.
Lying, guys. the first one is for paid Patreon.
Exactly. But let's go ahead now. What are you drinking today?
Let me crack it open and then
You got it. Sounded good to me.
So I'm drinking a beer by my homie's brewery. This is There Does Not Exist. View from Tomorrow. This is a West Coast double IPA at 8% alcohol by volume.
Awesome. Awesome. So today I'm going to be drinking, it's actually one of the ones go ahead, brother.
I said, I'm going to pour the whole thing because I need a beer today.
There you go. This one I'm doing is by my brother's, the one from Brewery X, one of my brother's one's a can he designed. This is I can show you there. And it has like the different ones. This one has a slot machine, and then it has, I think it says my brother's name on there. It says by Jake Davis, and it has the year his dad was born. And then on the bottom it says, "Cheers, Dad." Oh, I don't know if you can't see it that well.
Oh,
there.
Nice.
There's the "Cheers, Dad." So, cheers. It's great.
Damn, there you go.
This is a hazy. It's a double hazy IPA coming at 8.3%. There we go. Uh-oh. Got a little bit all over myself there, eh?
That was a heavy pour, brother.
Oh, it was for sure. All right. So, Chew, the one thing, since we did get kind of screwed up on the last one, I do, if you could, maybe talk to me about a little 818 Brewing, how you did that whole thing with them.
So, Well, 818 Brewery, I'm a founding member. I was over at another local brewery by the name of McLeod Ales. Saw a guy with a dope little hat that said 818 Brewery, and 818 is their area code. And, I hit him up and said, hey, homie, where'd you get the hat from? And he thought I was going to jack him, homie, but I'm like, nah. I like the hat. It's a dope ass seal with the 818. I sent you a bottle opener.
Hmm.
Um, so he said they're not open yet. They're in the first stages of building their brewery. So I went online, couldn't find anything. Went on Instagram, found them on Instagram. So started following them, started asking a lot of questions. Started going around the brewery. I didn't. Once they were ready to open, they did a founding members where you was like $81.80 to kind of coordinate with the 818.
Yeah.
And became a founding member, became friends with the owner and the brewer, which are cousins, Brian and Derek. And just from there started a cool relationship, and just constantly DMing with them and talking with them, seeing them at the brewery, throwing ideas at them, and just hounding them and bugging them, homie, just being toxic.
Oh, for sure.
And
Yeah.
had them over, had them had them over at my house for pozole. Funny thing is, I call into a lot of podcasts. If
Hmm.
listeners, if you're wondering who the hell am I and why am I on this show, is because I listen to podcasts. I'm just like you guys. I'm an enthusiast. Not only do I love craft beer, but I like the information about breweries, brewers, owners, locations, and who better than to get it from is from people like the Taproom Podcast and other podcasts out there. So I'm a big supporter of people like you, Mikey.
Thanks, brother.
Um, and so there's another podcast out there by the name of Craft Beer Republic, and I call into their show a lot. Also, the Perfect Pour. There's just any podcast you probably listen to, you probably heard my name, which is sad, right? And so the Craft Beer Republic, we became buddies with Greg, the main host of that podcast, and they're out in Thousand Oaks. And we were talking about hangover foods, man, and
Yeah.
mine is chilaquiles and
There you
fried
go.
egg.
Awesome.
And he said pozole, and I was like, pozole for a hangover. And in my home, I don't know how it is in your home, but in my home,
Yeah.
pozole is usually a dinner thing.
Yeah. For the most
But he
part, yeah, I
said he
think
was
so.
having it for breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought he was mixing up menudo with pozole,
Oh, jeez.
because menudo is what you have in the morning for your hangovers. So, and one thing led to another. My wife said, "Hey, his mom makes like the best pozole she's ever had." I'm not a big pozole guy. I'm born and raised in the project. So when mom made
Yeah.
pozole, she made that thing last for the whole 7 days of the week, man.
Yep.
And by day one, I just wanted a bologna sandwich. It's summer, it's hot, it's 105, 107 out there,
Yep.
and mom's over here heating up pozole, and that's the last thing I wanted to eat. Anyway, so we ended up getting together, man, and throwing a little festival in my backyard, and we named it Pozole Palooza. And
Yeah.
I had the Craft Beer Republic, the Booze League, 818 Brewery, and friends and family members, and we had a bottle share. We had pozole, and in the midst of the pozole and the drinking, I started throwing some recipes at 818,
Oh, nice.
especially Derek, because I collaborated with Greg, homie, from the Craft Beer Republic. He's a home brewer. And I wanted to make a beer that we can have with the pozole. So we made a pozole based Mexican lager. We
Yeah.
put maíz, chile guajillo, chile árbol. And that was our home brew at the Pozole Palooza. And Derek thought it was pretty damn good. And I was like, well, whatever, bro. We just threw shit in there and made it boil.
Yeah.
Um, so Derek, I guess after that, Derek's like, maybe his ideas are pretty cool. So got with Derek. We made a beer. Uh, and we named it Flantástico. As you can tell, it's a flan-based beer, no flan in it.
Yeah.
Maybe we used two separate adjuncts, which was vanilla and lactose, but it was a golden ale, and we seeped it with coffee. That's another adjunct we added. We seeped it with coffee, and then we added the Madagascar vanillas and the lactose during the boil. So the beer came out phenomenal. We had a release party for it. Once again, Craft Beer Republic was there for the release. Had a live podcast and recorded me, the Derek, and Brian of 818 for the release of the beer. And then, what, like 3 weeks later, the beer is gone, sold out.
Damn. That's awesome, bro.
So, and it's like I said again, who am I? Nobody, man. I just, you just talk, man. Shake hands, high five people, let them know how good their beer is. And, I guess that's how you get your foot in, become not a nuisance, but become a fan of their hard labor. And it
Oh,
pays up.
yeah.
It pays to be a homie.
For sure, man. I mean, honestly, that's what I feel like. It feels like, when I started doing this, it was just more or less just wanting to, talk about, because I guess you and I talked before when we were actually when we recorded before, how like I've never brewed before other than like a Mr. Beer kit way back when with my cousin. But even then, like it was just like just loving craft beer and like loving trying the different places and going to different breweries because not every brewery is the same. So like when I did that first episode with Mike from Unsung, and then I think like a week later or 2 weeks later, you put, oh, I'm here. You posted, hey, I'm here because of your podcast. I thought that was, for me, that was cool as shit. So, I mean, that was just like, you doing that and then me reaching out and like you and I kind of messaging each other back and forth. I mean, just kind of established like this little, like, friendship, and something, it's something as
Man,
small as that. Yeah. Oh, go
no,
ahead,
man,
buddy.
yeah. I think it was the following weekend after. I think it was the following weekend after your that episode dropped, and that's what I like to do, Holmes. I like to like when I heard a podcast and you interview a brewery or a brewer. I like to pull up and let them know the reason why I'm there and give props for the tap room. Say,
Yeah.
hey, let Mike know I'm here, that I was here because of the show, and to let them know that the show does work and it does reach people out there, and does bring people in, even though it's a small medium in their what do they call it, advertisement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
at least he reached my ears.
Yeah.
Your podcast reached my ears, and I brought that day. I brought let me see, two, four, six, eight, like about 12 people with me.
Awesome.
So they made some money off of us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome, man. I really
So I
appreciate it.
like to do that kind of stuff. Hey man, you deserve that, man. You're the one doing the hard work. You're the one behind the mic, man. You're the one doing the editing, and you're the one calling me back to get back on the mic.
Oh yeah, I'm the mic behind the mic. I did want to because I didn't want to because I know
There
we
you go.
talked.
You almost made me spill my beer.
I know we kind of talked a little bit before about like all the other stuff, but I mean I didn't want it to be exactly the same since we recorded last week, even though some people didn't get to hear it. So I mean those people you missed out. But I did want to ask like because I'm gonna bring back an old segment I used to have from the Taps and Tailgates podcast when it was me and the boys doing it. It was called Tales from Our Youth, and just like, do you have any drunk stories from when you were a kid?
Man, I do, but I think they'll put me in jail.
Ah, it's all good. It happens.
As a kid,
Yeah.
man, do I have any? I not as a kid, man, but I have one that happened like 2 weeks ago, and it's embarrassing.
Oh, let's hear it.
All right, well, this one happened at the Independent. What's it called? The Los Angeles Independent LA Beer Indie Beer Fest, something like that. I forgot what it was called, but I'm just throwing some names out there.
Yeah.
The one in Long Beach. I got so drunk, homie, that I ate it, man. I fell. I
Oh
fell.
shit.
I rolled my ankle, face planted. Man, this tree came out of nowhere, homie.
Dang.
I'm walking, one beer in one hand, phone on the other. I'm Instagramming some pictures that I just I'm trying to post, and I rolled my ankle on a damn tree on a root. Uh, Hit my face. When I said I face planted, man, I ate some grass.
Oh damn.
got back up nice and slow. The cool thing was that I was freaking drunk, homie. So it didn't like, I didn't feel it. You know how they say drunk people when they get in car accidents, they don't feel it because they're
Oh
so
yeah.
drunk?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, no bruising, no soreness, just rolled back up, got my chubby ass back up, and got in line to get my refills.
Oh
People look.
man.
My wife was. My wife was there, and her jaw just dropped. Man, like, oh shit! I'm a big boy, so it's gonna take a couple of dudes to pick my ass up. But I tuck and rolled, man. I tuck and rolled.
Dang. That's fuck. I mean, yeah, stuff like that it kind of happens sometimes when you're like, Joe, not really paying attention. Sometimes you're just like, of course, when you're drunk, you're just like, fuck it, whatever. And then, something like that happens. You trip or you fall. Yeah, so it happens for sure. It's happened to me. I don't know how many times.
What's your story, man? You got a kid story?
Um, yeah, I want to say I was probably, I was 18 or 19. Obviously, wasn't the legal drinking age, but shit happens. We were having a party, and I want to say it was a no. It was so my cousin had just left his girlfriend, and they were like engaged and stuff like that. So it was like a huge thing. It was like his re-releasing into the wild party. Um, so
What?
yeah, so we were like drinking or whatever and all that sort of stuff. And I want to say it was 18, 19, probably 18, and I got pretty drunk. At one point, I had ran down the street naked, playing All the Small Things by Blink-182. And then after that, like I guess we kept drinking. We were doing Jello shots, doing whatever, doing cake stands, all that stuff. And then at one point in the night, I was dancing with this girl by her car, and we were listening to Boot Scoot and Boogie by Brooks and Dunn, of all things. So we were doing the line dancing
Question: Were
out
you
in the
still
street.
naked?
No, not anymore. Not at that point. uh,
It would have been cooler if you were.
it probably, yeah, it would have been for sure. And then after that, everybody was like, I guess I drank some. I was drinking Jaeger or something else. I don't remember what it was. But everybody was looking for me. They're like, "Where the fuck is John?" Like nobody called me Mike back then. Everybody just called me John or Jonathan. Everybody's looking for me. They're like, "Where the hell is he?" And all of a sudden, like one person's like, "I fucking found him," and I was passed out underneath my lemon tree in my backyard of my grandma's house. So yeah, it was a wild night to say the least. I was It was hard for me to keep my clothes
Did
on
that
back
lemon
then.
tree survive?
Yeah, it survived. It was a fun time back then.
Those stories, man. That's why I don't, man. I don't have like back in the when I was younger.
Yeah,
I don't have like a good drinking or drunk. I was good at drinking, man. You know, I've been working. I'm 47 years old.
hmm,
So I've had a job since I was in junior high. Now they call it middle school.
yeah,
But I'm 47, so you can't change my mind. I was in junior high and I had a job, homie. My pops people put me to work to keep me out of the streets. So, when I would go out hang out with the boys, by 9 o'clock I was already heading home because I was tired. I
yeah.
was ready for bed because I had to go to work the next day. But the one thing, I smoked pot back then.
Hmm.
Weed, marijuana,
Yeah.
pot. What else do they call it nowadays?
Who
Uh,
knows?
Wacky tobacco.
Yeah.
So, man, I used to get so freaking high, bro, to the point where I thought I was pissing myself.
Oh shit.
My leg will go warm. My leg. I would feel my leg go warm, and I would keep touching my inner thigh because I thought I pissed myself.
Oh shit.
And to the point where it's like I had to like get up from for wherever I was at, take off my hoodie, put it around my waist, and kind of do the side step out of the seam
Hmm.
to do a physical check, like a visual check to
Yeah.
make sure I didn't fucking piss myself. That's what stopped me from getting high
Oh
because
shit.
I was afraid that I was going to be somewhere at the wrong time in the wrong place and all pissed on, So
Oh, of course.
I don't know. That's how they say it don't do anything to you other than make you loopy.
Yeah.
Man, I thought I fucking pissed myself.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Unless it was some good fucking weed, right?
It was I'm gonna be a nerd right now, but I was gonna say something like Gandalf or Frodo would have smoked.
It was a Shire.
Yeah, that Shire weed will get you. I did want to ask you too, because
Oh,
we.
dude, yeah, that was
Oh yeah, sorry. I just wanted to ask you, well, also as well, like your favorite brewery and why.
favorite brewery. I think I have two.
Okay.
Let's make it three. I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
three of my favorite. They're my top fives, but hands down, if I see their beer, I buy it and I drink it, and I'm never disappointed. And that would be North Park Brewing out of San Diego. Never visited the brewery. My goal is to one day visit the brewery and indulge in everything they have there.
Awesome.
Um, Second one, the other two I visited, and let's go locally to me would be Highland Park Brewery. Highland Park Brewery is also to me like North Park Brewery. It's never a disappointment. Any beer that you get from them, if you see them out in the wild, pick up a can. You won't be disappointed. My favorite beer from them will be Timbo Pills.
Okay.
It's a hoppy, crispy boy. It's a hoppy pilsner. It's
Nice.
delicious. It's fruity. It's tropical, clean, crisp. Hits all the notes. Goes down so freaking good. Dries out, cleans out, making you want more sips of it.
Awesome.
Um, and then my third brewery, I'm gonna go up north, man. I'm gonna have to go with Tioga Sequoia Brewing Company out of Fresno, California. Their double dry hop General Sherman, in my opinion, I think it's better than Pliny the Elder.
Oh wow. Dang.
And it also might be, when you drink a beer, um, the moment that you first tasted that beer and the surroundings that you're in with that beer and the memories you make with that beer, I think it has a lot to do with the way that beer tastes.
Wow. That sounds. I mean,
And
those are big thing
that
too.
general, yeah, the General Sherman DDH to me is the first time I've been in Fresno. I went up there to be on the Perfect Pour podcast. It was a Saturday. Um, I pull up. I stayed at the hotel, the Casino One, over in the downtown Fresno. It was already arrived late because I left Friday evening from my house. Took 3 hours to get there. It was 9 o'clock. The brewery was already shut down. But the hotel had a bar and they had that on tap. And then the host of the Perfect Pour uh, came to welcome me into Fresno. We went in there. They bought me a beer, and just the chit chats that we had about the show, my voicemails that I sent in, and that beer, everything was perfect. And every time I open that can and I drink that General Sherman, it just brings back all those memories, those conversations, and those wonderful flavors.
That's awesome, bro. That's cool. I mean, and it's cool when you can make that kind of connection with with the brewery and with like a beer specifically, because it doesn't happen all the time. But when you're able to do that and be able to just kind of like almost like when you're older and like you do something or you eat something that you haven't had since you were a kid and it kind of takes you back.
Bro,
Yeah.
dude, you said eating, bro. Uh,
Yeah.
I watch a lot of Netflix. I mean, we all do, right? And I like what's it? Shoot, what's the name? Meat Eater.
Oh, I've heard of it.
You ever? Okay, so he's in Texas, and they're hunting for jabalina. They hunt. what do they cultivate a javelina. I want to be politically correct, I guess.
Mm.
And they take that back to the ranch, and then the recipe they made was tatemado. You ever had tatemado?
I don't think I've ever heard of it before.
So tatemado, and from the place where my parents are from, they're from Tecomán, Colima.
Mm-hmm.
Tatemado is a big thing there, and I call it the poor man's birria, because
Okay.
usually birria you use goat or lamb, which is the higher. It's a more expensive animal that you need to use for that type. You can use beef,
Yeah.
but if you want to, I don't. My eyes. If you're eating birria and it's beef, you're not eating birria.
Yeah.
You have to have the chivo. You have to have the borrego. Um, so tatemado, I call it the poor man's birria. It's just you use pork meat
Okay.
and you what is it? What is it? My mom's does. You use the pork, but usually all the cuts you use for pozole, but uh, los sazonas with chiles. So I don't know
Okay.
what chili she uses, and it's a little bit of vinegar and spices and dried up chilies that she rehydrates and puts them in a blender. And then she takes these chunks of meat and she lathers them with the spice, the sauce, and then you put it in a pot and you put it in your oven and you slowly cook it, and it cooks itself within the juices and the sauce, this hot sauce. Not even spicy, it's just a flavorful sauce, and you kind of eat it the way you do birria, which is the meat in its sauce. You have frijoles rancheros, you have rice, potato salad, homemade tortillas, man. Oh, tatemado, homie. So my mom does that, but I kind of put a twist and I pour beer in it. So
Oh,
when I'm
nice.
marinating it, I marinate it with Mexican lagers to make it a little bit more caldudo, which is more soupy.
Mm-hmm.
So I have more of a broth. So man, I can talk about food. I'm a big boy, man.
Hey,
That's that's my
no,
game plan right there.
nothing wrong with it. And the good thing about beer too, like when you're cooking with beer, it's a natural tenderizer too. So, I mean, that works out
Oh
perfectly.
yeah, carne asada
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
sure is, man. I make chili. I use my stews, my chilies, my asadas. Everything is marinated or cooked with beers. When they ask for when they request red wine, I'll use a stout because it has that sweetness that a
Mm-hmm.
red wine would have or a wine would have. I'll replace that sucker with a stout.
Dang. You got anything you're cooking up for the 4th?
Uh, uh, no, but for this weekend we have Cousins Day. My wife
Nice.
has a huge family over in the IE,
Okay.
and every year they have Cousins Day where it's only cousins, no aunts or uncles allowed.
Okay.
And this year's theme is a luau.
Ooh.
Last year was freedom. It was all America, and we had burgers and
Nice.
hot dogs, and then we had a chili cook-off. And so this year, so here's a funny thing, homie.
Mm-hmm.
Last year we had that, and the invite goes out to everybody that's a cousin, and then the invite says the invite says bring a dish, bring $10 because we buy the protein.
Mm-hmm.
Bring $10, your alcohol, your favorite beverage of adult beverage, and a side dish, right?
Okay.
So me and her cousin, we're cool friends. We just had it. What did we make that? We made ribs. We made spare ribs that day.
Nice.
Everybody brought potato salad, homie, and it wasn't homemade potato salad. It was the potato salad you buy in the service
It
deli
was the
or
Reese's
next
potato
to
salad.
the Oscar Myers. It was the Maker's Mark, the Costco brand, the Kirkland potato salad, homie. So
Yep.
I was so freaking pissed. I'm like, these fucking lazy people. I got up early. I went to shit. Where do they live? It's past Riverside, wherever UC Riverside is.
Okay.
Um, uh, 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 God, it starts with an M. Valley.
Mission Valley?
Help me out.
No.
No,
Mission
Not
Viejo?
Modesto is no, it's before.
Oh. Mm, I don't know.
Anyways, I'll probably remember by the time we hang up.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
uh it's over by where UC Riverside is, that's
Okay,
where it's located.
gotcha.
Um, so so I drove out there early to make some ribs. On He has this nice grill, so we made some ribs. So for this year, I took over the text for the family, and I said, "Man, nobody. If you bring fucking potato salad, you're out of the fucking party." So we pitched in. Me and the cousin pitched in. Remember, these are my in-laws, bro. I'm not even
Yeah,
blood related, bro. So
yeah.
this is how much they love me.
There you go.
So I took over the text. I took over the text, and I said, "All right, we're gonna have a potato salad contest.
Nice.
So bring a side dish. Don't bring no potato salad. If you're gonna bring potato salad, make sure it's homemade, and you're entering into the contest. And we're all gonna try this potato salad. The winner of the potato salad is gonna get $50. And from this point on, for every Cousin's Day, you're the only one allowed to bring potato salad.
There you go. That'll work.
So that's how you weed out the fucking cheap people.
Oh,
So
that
for
make yeah.
I'm sorry. This
Huh.
year is a luau. This year's theme is luau. So this year I'm making a pulled pork, and I put
Ooh.
it all up on my Instagram. I don't know if you noticed. I put
Yeah,
two glazes, pineapple heat or sticky Asian.
yeah. I
So the
voted for the
cousins will
pineapple.
vote on which one I'm going to use for my. Ah, dude, that pineapple is slap.
I
What the
bet.
kids say? Slaps.
Yeah.
That's so freaking good. But that sticky Asian though, man.
Is it
I,
good?
I put that sticky Asian on some salmon. It was really good. So whatever they pick is what I'm gonna take. And
Okay.
the cousin hosting has a nice little property, so he's making spare ribs. So if the pineapple heat wins, then he'll get the sticky Asian for the spare ribs.
Awesome. That sounds
So
delicious, bro.
at the end, it's a win-win, right?
Exactly. I mean, that sounds
Oh,
like a hell
and
of a day.
I'm the crap. Hell yeah, and I'm the craft beer guy. So there'll be Modelo Coronas and Bud Lights there, but I'll be the one rolling in with the ice chest full of Highland Park, North Park, A1A Brewery. I wish I can get the Tyler Gussacoya out here, but I'll be the craft beer guy rolling in with my ice chest full of beers, and that ice chest will be right next to me. And if you want to have one, you're more than welcome to grab a can, and that's how it rolls.
That's awesome, man. I mean, and that's cool because of the fact that like you get to like of how like giving and like you are, especially when it comes to family. Of course, we want to do all that sort of things, but I mean, craft beer ain't cheap either. So I mean, for you to be able for you to do that is that's cool, man.
It's bringing more people to the light side.
Damn right. I was gonna
What are
tell
your
you.
plans for the fourth?
For the fourth, I'm gonna be making uh gonna be at my uncle's house, but I'm gonna be doing all the cooking. I'm gonna make smash burgers, bacon wrap hot dogs. I'm gonna do some grilled jalapenos and like grilled onions. I'm not an onion person. I don't like onions, but my the Mrs. Sheila or my girlfriend Beto, she loves it. So we're doing that. I think I'm gonna do maybe some peppers too with bacon wrap hot dogs. And then I'm also gonna make they're called barbecue shotgun shells. So you get this
What the hell?
yeah. So you get manicotti, and it's like the uncooked pasta, like the thick ones with the opening in it. And you put hot Jimmy Dean uncooked sausage together with cheddar and cream cheese, and then diced jalapenos. So I'm gonna roast some jalapenos first, dice them up, toss them in that mixture. You fill that manicotti noodle, and then you wrap the manicotti noodle in bacon, and you like put like a barbecue rub on it, and you cook it for about an hour, and then you can
What?
put barbecue sauce on it. So that's what the barbecue shotgun shells are gonna be. But we're also gonna make regular jalapeno poppers, and I'm also gonna make deep fried jalapenos. So it's gonna be a wild day.
That sounds good, man. What time do I need to be there?
Honestly, I'll probably be cooking all day, like up until like the fireworks time. So I'll be cooking all day, but hey man, anybody's always welcome. So probably around I'll probably be I want to make the burgers by around 5. I want to be done cooking by 5 o'clock. So that's the goal. Yeah.
Oh, right on. Where's your uncle live? Where's the address?
Pico Rivera. So you just
Oh
gotta.
shit! I got family there, baby. Let's do it.
There you go. All you gotta do is cruise down Whittier. It's like what is it? What's the song?
Damn.
Lighter Shade of Brown. Crew.
On a
So
Sunday
there
afternoon,
you
me
go.
and the homies jamming on some oldie tunes,
Damn right. Sipping on a cold
sipping
bottle of
on some
brewski.
cold brew.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna crack open
that's
another
dope,
one too.
man. Hell yeah.
What do
I'm
you?
about to finish this one.
There you go. What's the next one you're
I'm
gonna
still
have?
drinking the same one. I poured the whole damn can.
Oh yeah, same.
I'll probably have the Devil Worshipper one.
Nice. There you go. What do they used to call Kiss back in the day? Though, like Knights in Satan's Service, or am I just thinking that's from Detroit Rock City? I don't know.
Wait, what? Say what? Okay, so before I pop this open,
Mm-hmm.
I was showing you before we started recording, right?
Yeah.
So the ABV on this beer, this is also by There Does Not Exist, and this one's called Star God. It's a hazy Indian Pale Ale, and the ABV is 6.66.
Oh dang.
And you saw the character on the label,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
The
that's
motherfucker
pretty.
got horns, looks very devilish.
Yeah, and it's funny how
So
they.
they're
Yeah.
artists. Their labels. Their labels are created by artists in Indonesia,
Oh
and their
shit.
beers don't get named until they receive the label.
That's awesome.
So they'll make a beer, they'll receive the label, and they'll look at the label, and they taste the beer, and that's when the name of the beer comes up.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. I mean, and
All
not
right,
everybody
ready?
does that. Yeah, go for it.
And I think I might do a half pour on this, but
There you go.
hey, your boy's a little thirsty.
I'm gonna jump in with mine here. Oh, and this one is from Miss Pillion River Brewing in Delaware. Actually, some of the guys from Delaware that I'm going to be recording with soon. They sent me this one. It's called Reach Around. It's a 6%. It says Reach Around IPA is a very sessionable, easy drinking IPA. This beer boasts a huge pop of flavor with medium level bitterness at 35 IBUs with Cascade, Columbus, and Nugget hops. Let's do this thing.
Nice.
Cheers, brother.
Salud.
Oh, that was a hard pour. I'm going to have to let that settle. You know what? I forgot to because
this one's done.
yeah, you mentioned your 3 breweries. I forgot to mention. I'll just do one because I mean I love so many and I don't want to disappoint any breweries. But my favorite beer from the different breweries would probably, if I had to pick, I'll pick 2. I'll pick the ones like that had my favorite beer, and it was probably Virgin. Oh, like they're like maybe it was just the Pilsners or their that they had. And like the whole like kind of ambiance of the place, because every brewery I've been to has been freaking awesome, but that one was great. But one of my ones, it's like my white whale to get on the show, and I've reached out multiple times and haven't heard back, but maybe one day I will. Is 8-Bit Brewing out in Murrieta.
Wow, I've been there.
I love that place.
I've been there.
Yeah, the beer's great. The food is amazing. They have an arcade. You can play Blitz. You can play, and you talked about gaming before in the last show. There was, you can play Blitz. You can play Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, who the fuck doesn't want to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2? And I'm not very good at Blitz, but I still love to play. It's still a fun-ass game. And the Cowboys suck, so it's all right. So, sorry if you're a Cowboy fan. I did never ask, so I apologize if you're a Cowboys fan.
Hell no.
Thank God.
No way, Jose, man.
I always have to give
I'm a Niner fan, bro.
Oh, there you go. I always have to give my friends shit if they're Cowboys fans, so.
I make fun of my friends, too, for fucking being Cowboy fans.
But, we'll get back to what we were talking about, the food and stuff like that. What's your favorite, because I know, like the big 3, I kind of feel like, are, like, beer, like, for when, like, you're pairing food with beer, or, like, wings, pizza, or burgers. Where do you land on those 3? Like, which one, if you had to rank, which one you'd rather have with a beer, what would your ranking be?
Honest truth, one day I listened to a podcast by Tap the Craft.
Uh-huh.
and they were talking about sour ales and pairing it with something real fatty. And so I came home. I had a desecration by Russian River.
Oh, dang.
So pop that open, and I made this spaghetti with marinara and these giant venison meatballs. So I had venison with pork. I didn't make them. I bought them. It was actually a Father's Day gift. You know those meat packages or they buy you and you get this huge box and there's just meat in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So there was these venison and pork meatballs, and they were the size of like my kid's fist.
Oh, shit.
So I made like five of those things. Made a handful of spaghetti and some marinara. Put some Romano cheese,
Nice.
and so I listened to the show, and they said sour ales will cut through the fat and cleanse your palate, and the beer would taste totally different. So I sat there, had my little bowl of spaghetti and my desecration. Jesus, man, that beer was so phenomenal with that pasta.
Yeah.
The way it, the way, the way it just cut through the fattiness of those meatballs
Yeah.
and cleansed my palate. It was like it was just phenomenal. I've never had another experience like that to the point where I understood the difference the pairings of beers and why
Mm-hmm.
they do it because sometimes you'll see a brewery's gonna have a food pairing and you buy the ticket and it's like $125,
Mm-hmm.
but it covers the beer and the food and then you'll see like oysters and a freaking beer, right? And you're like, how does that go good? If it ain't a michelada, I don't go. It doesn't blend, but
Yeah.
they know what they're doing, man. And
Mm-hmm.
I never again will I ever doubt anybody that knows what they're doing.
For sure.
An IPA. Try this, people. If you guys are listening right now, and if you have an IPA in your house and you have chocolate chip cookies, pair those together and then let me know what you think.
Oh, shit. I've never even heard of something like that. So, I mean, I'm down.
Try it. The
Yeah.
bitterness of the chocolate with your IPA and the sweetness of the cookie, phenomenal, man. I never
Okay.
thought that would be a good idea, but
Yeah.
wowzers.
Dang. If for what would you like? What's your favorite thing? Like between like the wings, pizza, or burgers? Like, what would you like if you had to rank the three of them? What would you pick?
I go pizza. I don't care about
Mm-hmm.
wings.
Okay.
I don't care about wings because I don't think they have enough meat. If,
Mm.
if somebody made ostrich wings,
Yeah.
then come talk to me.
Okay. Nice. I've never had that. I've
I
never even
like
heard it before.
pizza. Yeah, let's do it, baby.
Hey,
What your order of ostrich wing is just one wing. That's it.
there you go.
You get the drummet and the wing too. Uh,
Oh, that's awesome.
uh, um, it would be pizza, man, and
Yeah.
especially you know what? When I do go to breweries I do go to breweries, and it's always with my wife. My wife, my ride or die.
Yeah.
She'll order a pizza, and I like the pizza to get cold. I want the cheese to get hard. I want everything I want the heat to dissipate, and I
Yeah.
want it to kind of uh, what is it? Gelatinize itself
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and keep itself together. Because a cold pizza is way better than hot pizza.
It's almost like pasta the next day is always better than the day you cook it, right?
Dude, anything you make your chili, you
Yeah.
don't eat it if you're gonna have chili on Saturday, you make it on Friday.
Yep. No doubt.
You make your beef stew, you make it a day before. You don't touch it, you don't taste it because you're not gonna want to eat it. You
Yeah.
eat it the following day.
There you
Your
go.
pozole is good the next day. Uh, the only thing you want to eat fresh is your burger because the next day it tastes like McDonald's.
No doubt. Yeah, and that's one of the things too when it comes to like smash burgers. Like, because I usually when I make my smash burgers, I will always tell like whoever I'm cooking, like if they're hungry and they're ready for their burger, I'm like, all right, well I'm gonna make it now. I'm not gonna make it and let it sit in a container because it's not gonna be good. You gotta have it hot, like, and that's why I tell Beto all the time. I'm like, if you don't eat your burger like now, I'm gonna be pissed. Like I'm not gonna literally get mad at her,
Yes.
but I'll tell her like, dude, you gotta eat it hot. Like if you just let it sit there, it's not gonna be the same. Like, you want to, like, that's why I
It's
always,
not. It's
yeah,
not.
I tell everybody that, like, is at my uncle's house whenever I'm making the smash burger because he has a flat top at his house. I tell everybody, like, if you want a smash burger, tell me when you want it because I'll make it then. I'm not going to make it and just let it sit there because it's not the same. And, like, what I like on mine,
Exactly.
and I think we talked about it before when we recorded the Lost episode, we'll call it the Lost episode. Uh, when I get my In and Out burger, it's like, dude, yeah, I need that sucker hot. Like, I don't want it to be like cold or whatever. But I don't. But then again, it does get cold because I dunked that motherfucker in my shake. So, you know,
Yeah, let's talk about that, man. This
yeah,
this guy,
yeah,
our communication started when I
yeah.
heard the podcast where he talked about dunking his freaking 3x3. Is it three
Four
by
by
three
four, yeah.
or 2x2?
Four by
A
four, yeah.
4x4 plain just meat and cheese in a shake.
It's delicious.
My mind was blown. I'm like, how? I was like, how old is this guy? Is this the kind of dude that just goes to a restaurant and bypasses the menu and goes straight to the kids menu and orders the nuggets and
Oh
and
yeah,
the Jello and the French fries? I'm like, but I have a buddy and he dips his fries in his chocolate shake. So
yeah.
to each his own. You
Hey,
know,
hey, and I know,
I
yeah.
myself I have a I'm sorry I myself I go to Subway. I get my cold cut sandwich instead of chips. I have
Mm-hmm.
chocolate chip cookie.
Nothing
So
wrong with that.
I get it. I see what you're doing. My hash browns from McDonald's. I don't put ketchup. I put strawberry jelly. I get it. Sweet and savory, man. But dipping my burger in a vanilla shake or ice cream shake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gotta be plain though. It's just gotta be meat and cheese and a half chocolate, half vanilla shake. And I don't dunk them as much as I used to. So I still eat it that way, but I don't dunk now. Now I get fancy. I get the plastic fork that they gave me, and I put that on there, so I'm not dripping down on my hands.
There you go. Why don't you just take a bite and then drink your shake, bro?
I've never thought of that because then maybe I'm
It's a
worried about
visual
like
thing for you.
the
That's what it
yeah,
is.
but it probably is yeah. Um, but you know what? I totally I just did realize I was like I didn't answer the beer, wings, or pizza. Or the beer. Oh, sorry, the wings, pizza, or burgers thing. I'm all over the place today. Work's been crazy, uh, but I'm gonna go wings with a pilsner. Not because
That's.
yeah, I think that's a good one.
I'll take the pilsner and I'll leave you the wings.
There you go. You'd be a cheap date. Just beer.
No, not really, because I could drink a lot of beer.
Oh, that's true too. Yeah. I'll just stick with the wings. But yeah, for me, it'd probably be like I like a good pilsner. Like if I'm go to Buffalo Wild Wings with my buddies, or with my brother and my buddy Ivan or Navi, uh, I'll always get like I'll get like a pilsner or something like that, and I'll have because I just get boneless wings. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do I like regular wings, but I'll get the boneless like even though they're just chicken nuggets essentially. I'll get those just because it's easier and there's more meat. Yeah, and I can get and it makes me full.
So okay, so you're the dude that goes to a restaurant and you're the one that orders the pilsner, no matter what type of restaurant.
No, not necessarily. It depends. It depends on what I'm eating.
Okay, let's say you go to Lucille's barbecue.
Okay. I would probably
What do you
get.
get?
I'd probably get a. I'll probably get an IPA. It depends on what they have, though.
I'm I'm the dude that rolls up, and I know they're tapped.
There you go.
Either have society pupil or what I always my go to is Rasputin, North Coast Rasputin.
Nice. That's
I
awesome.
get that thick mortar oil, and for some fucking reason, I apologize that I cuss.
Hey, it's all
For
good. You can
some
cuss all you
strange
want.
reason, at Lucille's, they will give you a 32-ounce pour of Rasputin.
Oh, damn. That's so.
So I'll get a couple of those.
There you go.
I'll order dinner. I don't eat my dinner. I'll drink 4 Rasputins, and then I'll order dessert, and I'll freaking mess up my dessert. That butter cake they
Damn.
have there, oh my god, bro!
Yeah.
That butter pound cake they got, man, that thing is so damn good, man. You better pray to God right after you eat it, because you are gonna get a heart attack, and you are going down.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that sounds delicious too, man. Like that sounds so good. I haven't been to Lucille's in a long, long time, but I remember thoroughly like enjoying their food. I feel like now, ever since and I always call it cheating because there's pellet smokers or you just set the temperature and you put the meat in or whatever. But I mean, don't get me wrong, you can still fuck it up. You can still mess up the barbecue. But I had the barbecue this past Sunday, and I remember I told you when we recorded last week I was going to go talk to those guys from Bone Shack. And I had their barbecue. He had the chorizo mac and cheese, fucking fire, so good. And his pulled pork, amazing. Everything was just phenomenal, so good.
I saw the pictures, man. I was drooling.
It was delicious, brother. Like it was, like I couldn't hold it in how good all that shit was. And they were honestly, he was just such a nice kid, and Chicano too. And he was a really nice guy. And being able to talk to him about how he started. He started. I don't want to give too much away because that episode will come out soon. But he started when COVID was at its height. It was crazy. And he kept growing and growing and continues to grow and grow.
Homie, COVID is when Chicanos thrived.
Yeah.
Because we were, I'm sorry, listeners.
That's all
You're
good.
in Chicano, I love you.
Yeah.
But that's when we thrived because we didn't freaking stop.
Yeah.
We kept going. We stopped pushing. I don't know what it was to be in COVID. My job, I continue working. They called me what do they call
Essential?
them? Heroes? I was no freaking hero. I was doing essential hero. I was doing
Yeah.
my job. I didn't get paid no extra cash for doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
My day never ended. Me and my wife never stopped. All we had to do was wear a goddamn mask and go to work.
Yeah. Wow.
We didn't stop. What I do like, the cool thing that did come out of this is that companies realized that they didn't have to have buildings and
Mm-hmm.
people can work from home.
Yep.
My sister is at home doing her job. She's got her kids with her. God bless her soul. Why would you want to be home with your kids and doing your job?
Nope.
That's a pain in the ass to me.
Yeah.
But God bless to this thing brought out and told companies you don't need to pay for this giant huge building. Your employees can work from home, still make the same amount of money,
Mm-hmm.
and don't have to be in traffic.
Yep. And in California, there's
That
still
was
traffic.
a plus sign. There's always gonna be traffic, bro.
Yeah. No doubt.
Always, I didn't think I was gonna make it to this because I was stuck in traffic. I had to go 4 blocks, man. My freaking
shit.
MapQuest told me I was gonna be home late, 30 minutes.
You're still using MapQuest, brother?
Yeah, I said yes. I said MapQuest because I'm 47.
Hey, I say, gotta love it. It's all right. I used it back in the day, so it's all good.
Baby, turn the page.
Yeah. We have a couple more segments because.
All right, wait.
Go ahead.
Since I got you on this, man.
Yeah.
You brought up the thing about Mount Rushmore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of beer games out there, right?
Yep. A lot of drinking
And
games.
we like beer games because it gets us to the position it gets us to where we want to get faster.
Oh yeah.
Without looking like a fool in front of our fans and family.
No doubt.
What is your Mount Rushmore of drinking games?
Okay. So this is perfect. I mean, I love the way we love the segue, so that's perfect. I actually wrote down. I was like trying to think of different drinking games. So I was like, fuck, like what are they? Like what are like the big ones, right? So I was like, these are the ones that kind of came up. It was like Truth or Drink, Flip Cup, Do or Drink, Battle Shots, Beer Pong, Quarters, Drunk Jenga, Never Have I Ever, King's Cup, and Boat Race. Um,
Dude, you said quarters.
yeah, and that's in my top four. So that is on my Mount Rushmore. So I'm gonna start with
If
Quarters. Yeah.
if I play if I'm playing quarters, we better be in a ditching party.
Oh yeah. I fucking love Quarters, bro. Like there's I have an actual board game, but I can't remember what it's called. And it's actually at my brother's house. I bought it specifically during COVID. We were trying to find something new to play because we couldn't fucking go anywhere. So we bought this board game, and one of them is you like one of the spaces you land on is you got to play quarters, and you get to choose. So I would always choose my sister-in-law, and then I would choose her so much she actually got pretty good. So we would play because we were playing so often. So I'm
You
gonna
hate
say
her that much, huh?
yeah, I love her. She's fucking awesome. Shout out to I call her Tina, or I call her name is Tina, Christina, but it got shortened. It was when from Christina to Tina to T, then to T Dog. So yeah,
T dog.
yeah. So shout out to T Dog on this show. I'm gonna have to go. I'm not gonna put quarters at four. I'm gonna do boat race because I'm not a very good at chugging, but I still love to. I love that game. And if people don't know what a boat race is, watch I Love You Man, and you'll know what a boat race is. You just gotta chug pretty much. Uh, Three King's Cup because I still kind of hate that game, but it's fun to play with your buddies. You know who doesn't love King's Cup? And then I'm gonna do quarters and beer pong. So beer pong would be my number one because I'm better when I'm drunk. How about you?
Uh, okay, so we take normal games and we fucking add drinking to it.
That's all right.
So what? How many heads does Rushmore have? Five?
Is it four or five? Nine. You
Let's
know.
say five. I'm gonna put my fucking head up there.
Yeah. There you go.
What is it? Washington, Lincoln, Jefferson? I think there's one more, right? Let's call Trump. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Either way.
Okay, so I'll do four, right? Okay, so we play. You said tip cup, right? Or cup
Flip
tipping?
cup. Yeah.
Flip cup, but we play flip cup, but tic tac toe version.
Okay.
So we use blue tape. We make a tic tac toe, and then every square has a red cup and it's filled with beer.
Mm-hmm.
So there's opponents on one side of the table, the other opponents on the other side of the table, and you
Oh yeah.
flip your cup.
Oh yeah.
When your cup lands standing up, your cup is blue. You so the one opponent has a blue cup, the other opponent has a red cup, and the cups in the center are usually white see-through cups, but they're filled with beer. The smaller ones.
Mm-hmm.
So you flip your cup. Once you're done, you down your beer. You take that flip cup and you put it on that. So you're playing tic tac toe with your colored cups.
Oh, I get
every
Okay.
space has a beer, and you're downing those. So that's one. Our second one we play is spoons. You ever play spoons?
Oh yeah. I haven't played spoons in years, but it's fun.
So we play spoons. If you're out, you're safe. If you're still in the game, you have to take a shot.
Oh,
And we
okay.
usually do bourbon or tequila.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay?
Nice.
So the idea is to get you more buzz, so it's hard for you to focus on either the game or the spoon.
Yeah.
And then after that, we play Jenga. We play giant Jenga,
Okay.
and for every move you make, you have to drink your beer.
All right. I like that.
So we're forcing you to drink. Last one after that, my favorite game. This is my top one game. It's called I don't know the correct term, but it's called frisbee bottle.
I don't think I've
I
seen
don't know
that
if you've
one.
seen it. You
Mm-mm.
have a pole. Okay, so you play in the beach, you play at the park. We play in my backyard. You have this pole that you have a pole that has a little table on the top.
Yeah.
You put the stake on the ground. So you have two, one on the opposite team, one on the one next to you. So there's a bottle that you put up on top, and you have a frisbee. Okay, so the opponent team there's two players on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take your turn, you take the frisbee, and your job is to hit the pole, knock the bottle off the pole.
Okay.
The opposite team is supposed to catch the frisbee and the bottle if you hit the pole.
Okay.
Okay, so the team that's throwing the frisbee is the only time you win points. So if the opposite team does not catch the frisbee, that's 1 point. If the bottle hits the floor, that's 2 points. If you hit the pole, that's 3 points.
Okay.
Okay, so it's your job as the opposite team, as your defending team, is to catch the frisbee, prevent it from hitting the pole, and prevent the bottle from hitting the floor.
Got it.
So that's how you keep them from getting points. Once it's your turn, once they toss the frisbee, you reset, and then it's your turn to throw back towards the opposite team. First team to get to 10 points, the other team has to down their 2 beers.
Okay.
But hey, we're Mexican. We're drinking when we're playing.
Oh, dude, and one thing I love about that, because like one thing I love that you said right now was that like sometimes you just make whatever into a drinking game, right?
Oh, you could buy this game on Amazon.
Oh, you can? Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought it because it was COVID and we wanted to get drunk and we wanted to have fun. And I have AstroTurf in my backyard. I have fake grass in my backyard. So I bought 5-gallon buckets, put sand in them, and we put the stakes on there.
Yeah.
So it's a fun game to play, man. Actually, I'm taking this to Cousin's Day because it's going to be a freaking fun-ass game. People try to get crazy with the frisbee.
Yeah.
It's I think it's called bottle tipping or something like that. And
Okay.
I would Google, but I can't right now. But yeah, man,
So good.
that is my favorite game. You are throwing your body. You're yelling at each other because it's like, oh, you're on bottle duty. You're on frisbee duty. You know.
That's awesome.
That's a crazy ass game, man.
Yeah. It's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt. Good old Teddy on the Mount Rushmore.
Good, we did 4. We added one more because we're drunk.
If I was gonna add one, and it's one that it's not it's not a popular game, and it's not honestly it's like nowhere. It's not even a 0.0% popular game because it's only played that me and my buddy Ivan and Onavi and my brother came up with, called Drunken Smallville, because I'm a huge Superman nerd. Like, I love Superman, right?
Oh!
Yeah, and oh, you're a Superman? Oh, there you go. You got Batsy over there? And is that Soups too?
That's Soups.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, no, well, yeah.
Yeah, I can see Batsy, and I can see that's not Soups there. That's awesome, bro. I didn't know that. That's cool. I mean, hey, I'm a fucking Superman nerd, like, big time. So, getting back to
DC
that.
nerd.
Oh yeah, DC I love DC. I mean, I always get shit for it, but I mean, I love DC more than I love Marvel. Even though I know, like, some Marvel movies are better, but it is what it is. We still have The Dark Knight, so that's all right.
Marvel's for kids, DC's for adults.
Bingo. But the Drunken Smallville is like, and if anybody ever wants to know what Drunken Smallville is, I will post the rules because I've had them saved on my phone, and I've had them saved for years. It's just like,
post it.
Yeah, anytime somebody, like, it's like, well, when you're watching an episode of Smallville, you can watch any episode out of the 200 plus that they have, and anytime somebody gets admitted into Smallville General or Metropolis General Hospital, or Clark uses his powers, or there's like CGI and stuff. It's like anytime. So you were after one episode, you were fucking hammered. So remember, drink responsibly. Do not, get too crazy where you black out or something like that. You need to get your stomach pumped. Just be safe.
Take a drink.
Yeah. So, but what we would do though is we would do it with Jameson. So instead of
Oh, dude.
instead of beer, we were doing it with Jameson, and we would only do half shots because there's so much drinking involved. So we would do half shots of Jameson, pound
Oh,
that, and that's probably the game we played the most. Oh no, actually, I mean Pong and King's Cup we play a lot, but the one where we would get the most fucked up would be if we were playing Drunk in Smallville, and you could look up the rules. I think if you Google Drunk in Smallville, it should be on there. So yeah, it's a pretty wild. You're gonna be fucked up after one episode. It's like 45 minutes, I think.
no way, Jose, dude. I'm not doing that one.
Yeah, I would avoid it at all
And
costs.
Smallville, what was on Sunday? Shows you where I'm at the moment. Smallville was what, Sunday evening?
I think it started on Mondays, but it was on at one point. It was at every day of the week. It was on Mondays, Tuesdays at one point, Wednesdays at one point, Thursdays at one point, and then I think Fridays the last 2 seasons it was on.
You know what? I love Superman, but never watched Smallville.
But might have to give it a whirl. Might have to give it a try.
You know what? I think when Smallville was out is when I was young, dumb, and full of beer.
There you go. Nothing wrong with it. I was the same way, but as soon as Smallville came out, because it was like there was no new Superman stuff at that time when it came out. It wasn't until like Superman Returns came out, then like that kind of happened, and everybody kind of shit on that movie. Which I don't think it's that bad.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We had the super.
Go ahead.
We had the animated.
Oh yeah, we did have the animated stuff, but I mean, like when it came to live action, there was no like we had Superman like Lois and Clark. We had that, but even that got canceled, and then Smallville came along and lasted.
Animated though.
Yeah, that was good for sure.
That and the Batman when the one where Superman dressed up as Batman, the crossover.
Oh yeah,
and the was it the Joker that shot Batman and he just standing there and he's like what
yeah,
and it's actually Superman in the bat suit. That was amazing, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, for them to do that.
Oh yeah,
for the best DC superhero to wear the cowl of the Dark Knight to me was like, done. I'm done. I can't watch anymore. You blow my mind. I am set for life. Kill me, Jesus Christ. Take my soul now.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, and that you mentioned that, like, because I think people will probably fact check me and send me a DM and say like, "Oh, dude, you were wrong about this," but I'm pretty sure I'm correct about it, but we'll see. I mean, I'm sure I'll find out from them. But there was a comic back in the day called Superman Speeding Bullets, and the premise was Superman didn't like crash like for this particular comic. He didn't crash land in Kansas. He crash landed in Gotham, and he was found by Thomas and Martha. So he grows up with Superman powers.
Wayne.
Yeah, but he wears the Batman cape and cowl and all that stuff. And Lex Luthor ends up being the Joker. It's fucking nuts. What? Yeah, so if you get a chance, read that. It's one of my favorites I ever have. I want to say I own it, but I want to say it's in storage. But it's one of my favorites of all time. I want to say it came out in the 90s, so maybe they got that.
Books. That's how. What was it called again? The title?
Superman Speeding Bullets, I want to say.
I'm going to have to check that shit out, dude. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Sorry, listeners.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. I mean, and that's the thing. I think I say it enough to where they know, like, I'm a fucking nerd. Like, I just am. Like, I can't help it. Like, it's always gonna be a part of me, and it's always gonna be a part of the show in some way.
See, this is why when you did the podcast with Unsung, and they had all that Star Wars and G.I. Joe and comic book stuff, I was like, I need to visit these people, man, because they are hitting my niche. They are hitting what I enjoy: beer, craft beer, freaking DC Comics, He-Man, Transformers, 80s freaking cartoons, man. Bring it on, man. Let's go.
I fucking love it.
Back then when girls when girls had cooties, man.
Damn right. What is it? something something spot spot. You just got a cootie shot or something like that. What was that thing they used to say back in the day?
I
Circle,
have no
circle.
idea
Does it
what the hell you're
circle,
talking about. Yeah.
circle, dot, dot? I don't know. You just got a cootie shot or some shit. I just remember kids doing that when I was a kid. And I remember girls used to make fun of me as a kid too. They'd be like, "Do you curl your eyelashes?" Because my eyelashes are fucking long as shit. And they'd always be like, "Do you curl your eyelashes?
Just
What
jealous.
mascara do you use?" I'm like, "That's." I was like, "Shut the fuck up already! Like, leave me alone. Quit picking on me." But I'm sure they probably
The
just want.
haters, bro.
Yeah, they probably just want a little bit of Mikey. I'm just kidding. I'm just joshing.
Yeah, Vettel, he's playing.
Yeah, just joshing. That's all. No big deal. I'm excited though because you're going to be out my way in what 17 days or 18 days.
July 15th, I'm visiting Villains Brewery.
There we go.
Just because the hype, I guess it's the hype. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see what the hype is. If the hype ain't there, I'm going to Monkish and I'm going back to Unsung.
Damn right. And I did hit up Mike. I talked to him already. He said he thinks he's going to be there, but he said he said to message him that week. So I'm gonna text him probably like Tuesday or Wednesday that week to see if he's going to be there. Hopefully he is, because then at least you'll be able to get to meet him.
Dude, if he's there, get me a brewery tour.
Oh, for
The
sure.
breweries.
I'm sure he would do that for you.
You that would make me look cool in front of the wife and the sister.
For sure, man. That'd be awesome. But I'm gonna be there either way. You and I are gonna have a few beers. I already told Veto, so hey, your wife will be able to meet Veto, and I do want to say thank you to your wife for allowing you, and because she honestly seems super supportive of like everything that you're into and stuff like that, and
She is.
yeah, and I can appreciate that because of how Veto is super supportive of me with all the stuff that I do with this, because there are days where we're like, yeah, we're driving down to Vista for the weekend or Carlsbad, and we're driving back, or or we stay a night, or we're going here, we're going there, or we're driving up wherever. Like I'm gonna be up in your neck of the woods
Right.
when I drive up to Tulare next week, and I'm gonna be recording with was it Big Pop Brewing? The guy's name's Ryan. So I'm gonna record with him up in Fresno. Next Friday. So I'm excited
Oh,
about that.
what? You're going to Fresno?
Yeah.
Oh, make sure so you're gonna hit Tioga Sequoia?
I'm gonna try to. I can only do a little bit because I'm gonna go record it with him for maybe like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then maybe hit because he has his own little brewery spot. So we're gonna him and I are gonna hang out, do that, and then maybe hit one more. But it's my sister's
What
birthday
is
weekend, so I don't want to. I can't not spend a lot of time with her.
so okay. So you're going to Fresno.
Yeah.
What's the name of the brewery?
It's his own. I forgot. I'd have to look it up. Let me see if I can find it here. And it's a. There we go. So he does
Wolf,
yeah, he does consulting.
Palm.
Yeah, he's a brewery consultant. So he does he goes to different breweries, but he also brews different. It's so shout out to Ryan, Big Pop Brewing. He does all of his stuff. He does home brewing. He does all this sort of stuff. But he also he distills. He brews. He's also does consulting work for different breweries and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go hang out with him, and we're gonna talk and have a few beers together.
Nice. Let him know that the guy before him was True Beer,
Yeah.
great friends of the Perfect Pour, and
Okay.
Zach's Brewery in Fresno,
Oh, for sure.
and a good friend of Tioga Sequoia.
Oh yeah, and he listens to the show all the time, so I'm sure he'll probably start following you after as soon as he hears this. But he's honestly a super nice guy. Like,
That's awesome, man.
yeah, he reached out to me. Like, I added him on Instagram because I saw some of the stuff he was doing, and it was like really cool. And then just recently, him and Anthony Kozlauskas, who was on episode, was it 14, I think, the guy from Philly, he listened to Ryan listened to that, and then reached out to Anthony, and now they're doing like a thing on YouTube and stuff like that, and they actually released a video how they kind of collaborated. So I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Like they both heard my show,
That's
both reached
awesome.
out to me, and then kind of did a thing together. It's like they made their own little baby. their own little beer baby.
Sweet. You're making connections. You're making collabos.
Yeah, man. It's to me it's super fun, like to be able to do that and be able to talk to Ryan. It's like I'm able to talk to you and just be able to just like I said, this has always been about for me. Yeah, like I love to talk to brewers, owners, all that sort of stuff. But being able to just like have a conversation too, like because I never want it to seem like an interview. Like I just want it to be you and I sitting across from each other at a tabletop in a brewery. Hey, bro, you're wearing a Braves hat. I'm wearing a Dodger hat. Like, how did that happen? Like, are you actually a Braves fan, or are you just like the hats? Something like that. Just something to kind of start a conversation.
Gotcha. And I'm on this podcast because of you, not
Mm.
because you're having me on. Because
Mm-hmm.
I want to have a conversation with the guy that gives me information.
Yeah.
You to me, you're you're an all star. You are you are up there. You are I'll fan out when I see you.
It's all good, man. I
It's
appreciate it.
to me it's the stuff you guys do, and I'm gonna categorize you and everybody else that does the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time out of you take the time out of your life, out of your girl, your family, your home,
Mm-hmm.
to do an hour a week of information or just stuff that you enjoy and love.
Yeah.
For me to be able to listen while I'm at work, like I said before, and I
Mm-hmm.
DM'd you, when you're at a brewery and you're doing a show with the owner, the brewer, and there's background noise, I love that, dude, because
Yeah.
I'm at work, I'm working my ass off, but you're giving me the atmosphere where I feel like I'm alongside with you.
Yeah.
I'm drinking a pint and I'm just listening to your conversation while I'm working my ass off. So
Yeah.
my hat's off to you for what you do
Thanks, man.
and the people in your industry that promote the brewers, the breweries, and introduce me to a new brewery like Unsung.
Mm-hmm.
If I the next time if I'm ever in Arizona, I'm gonna look for
Is it
that brewery. What
Oso?
was Shoho Noho? Also,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop by there and I'm gonna say, hey, I'm here because of Mikey
Mm-hmm.
and because of the Taproom podcast, and I drove from San Fernando Valley because of a podcast, and I'm having your beers because he told me they're good, and guess what? I trust this kid.
That's awesome, man, and I really appreciate that. I mean, because to me,
So
like, there's a lot that goes,
so
goes into it. So, go ahead.
I don't see people say I'm an influencer. I don't see myself as an influencer. I am private, so if you do decide to follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I am private. I will accept you. I am private because I don't need dick pics. I don't need negativity.
Yeah.
My Instagram was more family oriented. My wife said take it over because she was weirded out that people out in the field, were in the craft beer community, were coming up to me and saying, "Hey, are you chew your beer?" I had instances where I'm at either Highland Park or another brewery or Lincoln 818, and especially at Highland Park because Highland Park attracts people from other states. So we were there once, and some gentleman came up to me and said, "Hey man, are you chew your beer?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah," and I said, well, "You look kind of familiar." And this dude was from Florida
Yeah.
out here at Disney, came to visit Disneyland, single kid, single guy, and ran into him at Highland Park Brewery, and he recognized me because of Instagram. And we took pictures, we hung out, we had some beers, and to my wife was like, "What the hell's going on? Why are
Yeah.
people coming up to you, calling you chew your beer?" So to me, that I thought she thought that is the name that I used on my Untap, and then I kept using it. So from that point forward, she said, "Hey, take over our Instagram. I don't use it. I don't care for it. Go ahead and just use it for chew your beer." And now I have a text with my sister, my brother, and my wife, and it's called Chew and Company.
Okay.
And so they're all using the Chew Your Beer persona or myself as to help them, not help them, but they use that information to. They don't even call me anymore. They follow my Instagram and they visit breweries just off my Instagram.
That's awesome.
On my recommendations. So it's hilarious. It's funny, and I don't know why. My wife made me a logo, so I have stickers.
Yep. Yeah, you sent me some.
I
Thank
had
you.
two. For the listeners, I had two beers. I had one beer in Fresno called Chocotazo with Zach's Brewery. I now have a beer with A1 Brewery called Fantastico. And in October, I'm scheduled to make another beer with Pedals and Pints at 1,000 Oaks.
Love it.
And we're making I can't really talk about it, but there will be another beer out with, chew your beer. And how do you do this stuff? It's just talk to the owners, talk to the brewers.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole. Be a cool human being.
Yeah.
Appreciate their job and their hard work, and it all pays off. I'm waiting for the tap room to have a collabo beer with some brewery. I'm thinking Noble, man, because you're there like every other weekend.
Yeah, it feels that way because I love the guys at Noble, like Josh, Jimmy, Paul. They're all really great. Even Josh's girlfriend, Candace, super nice. Everybody there at Noble is awesome. One day I would love to do that. I would love even if it's just me pouring in a bag of fucking hops. I don't give a shit. I'll do whatever they ask me to do. I would love to do something like that. But going back to just you though, Chew, I really appreciate the fact that just like all the stuff that you kind of do for the community too. Because doing something like this, because it is like a niche or niche, kind of market. Like isn't something that's I'm not just talking about sports. I'm not just it's not a fucking TikTok or something like that, but just trying to grow just trying to, not the brand, because I never really think of it as a brand. I just try to grow if people like to go to a craft brewery or something like that. But you and I feel like too, we're also not beer snobs either. We're not gonna just we're not just gonna shit on a beer or whatever. I still fucking shotgun Busch lattes and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I love craft beer and I love to be able to support what all of their hard work, all the brewers' hard work, to be able to show what they're doing, to be able to hear their story, because not everybody's story is the same. But I appreciate the stuff that you said about me doing what I'm doing and all that sort of stuff, and being able to just give an hour a week, and because a lot goes into it, man. There is a ton of hard work. It's trying to make logos and stuff like that, and I'm actually changing the artwork. And I think you saw the thing I did the last couple days on Instagram.
I voted.
Yeah, I saw that you voted on there, so I appreciate it. But yeah, just trying to come up with new artwork, because when I first did it, I paid somebody, to just make me a logo. But then I started using this program when I got my MacBook to be able to see just be able to make my own logo, so I don't have to worry about somebody else or having or anything like that. So I was like, I'm gonna change the album artwork now. So stuff like that, and I appreciate you.
I want to say thank you for having me on. Thank you for doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And people out there, if you see Mike, follow his Instagram. You know what he looks like. Go out there, buy him a beer, give him a high five, buy him a taco, buy him a empanada.
Hey, I'll take it.
Just tell him how much you appreciate the shit he does for you, because this shit helps you work your job, your Labor Day, your day at work go a lot smoother. Your drive home, your drive to work. And this shit, he does it for free. So I'm out here for free, bro. But when I see you at Venom.
Villains.
That's a cool brewery name.
At
Villains,
cool.
I'm gonna buy you a pint.
I appreciate it, brother.
As an appreciation for doing what you do, man.
That's awesome.
I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Just thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate everything you've done.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna keep listening. I'm gonna keep being a supporter, and I'm gonna keep being a listener, and I'm gonna keep bringing you people to listen to your show.
I appreciate it, and like I said, this has been super fun for me. Obviously, last week was fun too. This week, everything's better when it comes to the recording and stuff like that, so everything should be good. But it was just being able to just honestly, I feel like I've made a new friend, and like you said, on July 15th, we're gonna be hanging out. So if anybody listening happens to be at either Monkish or villains or unsung. And if you see us there, yeah, come by and say hi. I mean, I'd love to be able to frickin', shake somebody's hand and, and say, hey, what's up, bro? So, or lady too, because I mean, like,
come by, say hi, and get a To You beer sticker.
there you go. Yeah, and I'll have my stickers too because I want to give you some, but I'm gonna take you a 4-pack of something too when you come down. But thank you again. So what we'll do is this is gonna be the end of the show for the listeners. Well, actually, no. Before we end the show, what's your favorite? Like, if 4th of July is coming up, if you were gonna watch a movie, what would it be? I know who doesn't love Independence Day, but mine is probably Top Gun.
Oh, I'm gonna say The Patriot.
Banger, great fucking movie. My brother probably would have said the same thing.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, so you and I were gonna stay on and keep chatting. Everybody else, for the listeners, make sure you stay tuned for the bro code. Like I said, I might be changing it up. I might throwing in movie quotes at the end of this shows, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to mix it up. And I hope you enjoyed this, Tap Fam. Take care and stay tuned. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the interview with Chew. Obviously, he's a really good dude. Really, we had a good time. Obviously, we joked and laughed a bunch. Had a few great beers. But 4th of July is coming up in the next couple days. Be careful. Obviously have a good time and crack a few cold ones if you can. Support your local craft brewery. Definitely do that. Pick up some of their beer. I know Noble has a new can release this week. I think they have like 4 or 5 different new beers that are coming out. So definitely check out their stuff. I mean, they're always great to me. Josh, Jimmy, Paul, they're always really good. Next week, I'm going to be recording, like I said before, with Grant McCauley from he's an Atlanta Braves beat writer, and obviously me being a Braves fan, I'm sure I'm going to nerd out. But yeah, we're still going to have some craft beers on the show, be able to just knock back a couple cold ones, have a good time, and talk a little baseball for the All-Star game. All right, and before this episode is out, will be my sister's birthday on the 6th, so happy birthday to Kai. All right, and actually, I'm not going to do the bro code this week. I'm going to end it with a movie that just spits America, and that's Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, if that's what it is. And what we're going to say is, how we're going to end the show is, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you.